on my way to Mississippi. Actually, I'm in Mississippi. I'm staying with a friend tonight, and in the morning I have a clinic. Well, you know, I raise babies just for my own personal program, right? I don't sell them or anything. And so only a couple. Excuse me. I have one in Stephenville right now by an Oklahoma fuel stud out of Tipsy's Mama Jersey, who's a easily smashed, sizzling little bold ego, like all running bred. Then I have Tipsy, who's 2 this year. I am probably going to break her in the fall. And then I had Queso, who would have been 2 this year, but I traded him, or 3 this year. I don't remember, but I traded him for Sister. And I have Spook bred to Bronson. She's due any minute now. I even stayed an extra night and decided to drive all 13 hours today. But I was supposed to leave earlier, and her milk dropped. And I was like, oh, she's going to have this baby any minute. So I stayed an extra night. Of course, she didn't have the baby. And so my husband, who cannot even put a halter on a horse, no joke, has foaled 3 mares out with me. He knows exactly what to do. I just told him, I was like, you're going to have to, like, fold her out. And so he comes to check on her at lunch today, and there's a baby on the ground, but it's not in her pen. It's in Fancy's pen, who is my daughter's kid's horse. Now, Fancy is, like, seriously one of the best bred horses on my property, but she's 21 years old. She's not supposed to be able to have babies. Her one and only baby was when she was 5 years old, 16 years ago, and she just dropped a baby. I'm in total shock. I'm so excited because she's bred so nice, and she's been such a good kid's horse for Caden. Like, it's crazy. Caden's super excited, but then we were like, oh crap, like, what are you gonna ride this summer? School's out in 2 weeks and you don't have a horse. So it's funny how God, like, finds a way to make everything work out. And Bronson's books, my stud's books, did not fill this year. Now, Bronson and Fancy are the same age. They're both equally as nice on the pattern, super solid, super gentle, literal kid horse material. And Caden has run him before when she was a lot younger. So his books did not fill this year for whatever reason. His last mare just got bred, and I don't run him or I don't breed him after May 1st because it gets too hot and we live cover. So Caden is going to ride Bronson for the rest of the summer or the rest of the year, most likely, so that Fancy can raise this baby. And we're just in shell shock. Like, we're super excited about the baby, but at the same time, like, we're having to make adjustments to our pins and everything. Like, the baby we were expecting hasn't come yet. It's supposed to come anytime now, so my poor husband now has to take care of 2 mares and 2 babies. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But we don't know who the baby daddy is. We have a pretty good idea. So Fancy was owned by my friend Kim, and Kim had leased her to her good friend who is a vet for her little girl to ride. And I guess time came to sell Fancy or someone to buy her or whatever, and we decided to buy her. So Fancy came to live with us almost exactly 11 months to the week, which is just enough time to, it's exactly a mare's gestation. Just crazy. So this vet had at the time, I guess he's 2 now, but at the time was a yearling son of Metallic Cat, and then had a gelding that was constantly out with Fancy. They were together all the time, and she really doesn't feel like there was ever a certain time that this yearling and Fancy were near each other. Like, she doesn't feel like they ever shared an adjoining pen or anything like that. And for those that don't know, yes, yearling stud colts can breed mares. Happens all the time, and people don't know. So anyways, there's that. Well, now the vet is like, crap, like what if that gelding I had her with isn't really a gelding? Like what if he's Crypt Orchid and he bred the mare and she just never saw it or noticed? I have no idea. I don't know what their like setup is. Like maybe the horses stay out on a different property, like sometimes mine do. They stay out at the ranch and not at the house that I'm at currently. We have like 2 places we keep horses, so I don't know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to pull hair from the baby, send it in, do a DNA test, like literally Jerry Springer style, and find out which gelding / stud is the baby daddy. And then at that point, the vet is going to help us fill out the appropriate paperwork so that we can get the baby registered. But in the passenger seat with Courtney is turned into a very exciting 13-hour drive. I actually only have 2.5 hours left, and the last 5 hours I've just been so freaking psyched about this baby being on the ground that I can't even like stand myself. And of course it's my daughter's, right? Because Kaden is my 9-year-old daughter, and this is her horse, and she's like, look, it came out of my horse, therefore it is my horse, and I'm not gonna argue with her. Like I said, she's gonna have to like leave her favorite horse at home for the summer and run mine, which is not a lot of fun, because when you're 9 years old, you want to like ride around and visit with your friends and do all the things. Well, I'm not going to allow her to do that on a stud. I can walk around with all my friends on the stud and like it never be an issue, but studs are studs, and I'm never going to put my 9-year-old in a position to have to pick up a whip or discipline my stud. This mare literally was getting ridden. We had no idea she was pregnant. We thought she was just ultra fat. And so, you know, she had been getting ridden, and she never gave my daughter a side eye. So my daughter is not used to having to like discipline anything, and it's just not fun. Like, I don't care what people say, like having studs is not fun. It's not. So I'll never have another one. And he's a great stud, but I'll never have another one. So Kaden is not going to have as much fun this summer on Bronson, because she's not going to be able to ride around with her friends and be silly. Like, he's very much one that she's just going to be able to get on, kind of warm up by herself in her own spot, and then go make her run and get off. So that kind of sucks. Of course, at home, she can ride any of my horses at the house. All of my horses are extremely gentle, especially at home when there's no pressure. So she can ride whoever she wants to. I literally have 7 she can pick from. But as far as the barrel races, her season just kind of went to... So she's going to get to go, but she's probably not going to have as much fun. And I think that she's willing to make that sacrifice as long as she gets the baby, and I'm not going to argue with her at all. So I guess we got a new baby and we're keeping it. We don't know who the baby daddy is, but we'll find out, just like Jerry Springer or Maury. Maury's better. Maury's better. Anyways, that's my in your passenger seat, in the passenger seat, in your passenger seat, or in my passenger seat. And I'm super excited about these clinics. Tomorrow, Mississippi, Sunday, Alabama, and I have an extra spot in Alabama Sunday evening, but I'm thinking I don't even want to fill it. I just want to go home and play with my new babies. I'm going to have 2 on the ground when I get there, and I'm so freaking excited. Anyways, hope you guys have a great weekend.